This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by GoDaddy. Coming up on TRS, the summer blockbusters are upon us. Who will win the summer movie wager?
Back in the summertime.
Have a summer.
It's the summer once again. So it is now our fifth
Question
or
mark?
fourth
I think fifth.
annual summer movie wager.
no way to know.
Second annual war against Slash Films, Peter Sciretta.
We should admit that we were destroyed by Slash Film.
Destroyed by Slash Film last year.
I believe we were
destroyed.
MacGrubered by Slash Film last year.
I believe that as
the
well.
the good news is there is no MacGruber theoretically on my list.
But I won among the three of us.
That's true, that's true. Yeah. We get together every year and use the Time Travel Reviews scoring system.
It's just kind of complicated.
It's complicated, so check it out on the site. It's essentially you get like 13 points if you get the number one right, and then you get like decreasing points for how far away you are on the list.
The other point we should make is that we have our top 10 list, but we also get 3 dark horse candidates, which they get an extra point if they are anywhere on the list.
Correct. Right. Now, I will start this off by saying what a crazy summer it is when last summer I remember that I was sort of struggling to even put something on. I didn't even want to put something in the top 10.
Yeah.
Now it's what can I take out of the top 10. Now there's too many.
It's packed.
movies.
It's jam-packed with hits.
Yes.
And a lot of sequels. I mean, it's like Sequel City USA, but then a lot of new IPs, a lot of comic book movies. There's like 4 massive comic book movies.
I was surprised at what comic book movies did not make my list, which is
Interesting.
shocking.
Yeah, me too.
The way this is going to work is the 3 of our combined scores will go against Peter and 2 of his compatriots at Slash Films.
Or just Peter.
Or just Peter.
I don't know. We'll
Well,
figure it out.
theoretically,
I don't think it's 3 combined. I think it's every man. This time,
Every man for
it's
himself.
It's not team deathmatch. It's deathmatch.
Oh, you want to cut the
Every man
cut the
for
fat?
himself. It's all of us.
Cut the fat?
This is literally what MacGruber did to our team. That's how bad my MacGruber choice was. Now it's we don't even want you on our team.
this time around, it's 4-man enter, 1-man leave.
Wow.
So, number one.
Shall we start?
It's easy choice for old Kanata.
Yeah?
Do it.
Transformers. Dark of the Moon.
You won big with Transformers 2, I believe.
I sticks with the horse
2
that
years.
brought me.
Yes.
I dance with the lady who's brung me.
Okay, Daniel Trachtenberg.
Not saying I'm gonna like the movie. By the way, caveat, my list is full of movies that I anticipate not enjoying.
Right.
Well,
But
I anticipate not enjoying most of the
Daniel
summer
Trachtenberg,
movies.
your number 1 was
Number
it?
1 was Harry Potter.
Interesting.
Whoa!
I have a feeling the number 1s of all of ours are going to be in people's 1, 2s, and 3s. Mine, Pirates of the Caribbean on Strange Tides.
My pick is Transformers, which is weird because the last film did $400 million, which is huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Like last year, the highest grossing film did, about the same.
Toy Story 3.
Yeah. The problem is, though, a lot of people didn't like that movie. So are people gonna see
You know what?
to be
You know what?
huge,
I think
though.
it's still
This
going to
must
be
be better.
huge. Maybe in the number 2 slot, which is where I squarely put Transformers, my number 2.
Peter Sciretta?
My number 2?
Yeah.
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows.
All right.
Very
wow,
good.
my Harry Potter is way low.
All right, Jeff.
My number 2 is Cars 2.
Interesting.
Kung Fu Panda 2.
Interesting.
I think this could be huge for Kung Fu.
So for number 3, I'm going with the standard boom, boom, boom. I put Harry Potter as my number 3. So my 1, 2, 3 are Pirates, Transformers, Harry Potter.
Okay. Peter?
My number 3 is Cars 2. Which is interesting because Cars 1 was kind of a box office disappointment for Pixar.
But it's had a huge life on DVD.
Yeah, it made
And
billions
sequels.
of dollars in toys and DVDs.
I think it's the highest
Yeah.
merchandising
So,
of all the Pixar movies.
The question is, have enough people seen and fallen in love with this film in the last 5 years?
I say yes. My number 3 is Pirates. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Solid.
I think it's going to be
Man,
bad, but...
My list is vastly different from all your lists.
What's your
Other
list?
than my number 3 is Cars 2.
Other than my number 3.
But
My
I-
list is so different than your list. Although we ironically
Besides
put
that,
all.
though. But I
My
despise
Cars
the
3
first Cars
or
movie.
Cars 2 is on the list, but it's way down there.
Cars is my least favorite Pixar film. By
Yeah. Number 4, I put Hangover Part 2.
Me too.
I think that is
My
a
number
good
4
space
spot.
for it.
Peter?
I did not put Hangover Part 2. I put Kung Fu Panda 2.
Interesting.
We're circling
I mean,
each other.
the first Kung Fu Panda did like 215 million, and that would be around that area if the box office shifted.
My number 4 is Transformers. So pretty low compared to the rest of the list.
Well, my number 5, I think, judging from everybody else, I think I may have put it a little too low, but my number 5 is Harry Potter.
Wow.
So I think, yeah,
It's the last of the series.
it's the last of the series, but
Didn't the last one do like
300
sick
million
numbers?
or something?
Yeah, dude. And that's for like a fall release.
maybe.
Like,
I put X-Men First Class
Whoa.
as 5.
yeah, I mean, look.
that could be a hit.
I don't know.
feel it. But
The funny thing for me is that I thought about X-Men First Class. It's a dark horse on my list.
Yeah, interesting.
Me too.
It's Matthew Vaughn,
Yeah.
so I think it's going to be one of the. So Matthew Vaughn's movies are all beloved and awesome, but they're not big money makers.
Well,
However,
but-
now he's making an X-Men movie.
Right.
However, the star power in this X-Men movie ain't the star power of the other.
It doesn't really look kid-friendly. It looks like it's a period piece,
Right.
and
Yeah.
they don't get into the costumes until the end. Spoiler alert! But
Right.
you see it in the trailer, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think the X-Men may be the one movie in the list that we all love coming out
Yeah.
this summer,
Yeah.
but it doesn't do as well maybe. But
What's your number 5?
Yeah, so Peter,
My
what's
number
your
5 is Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, the first series did like 300, second was 423, the third was 300. So the question is it gonna?
And this
Continue.
this has
Downtrend.
even less
Is it gonna-
akin to the other of the series. So it,
Yeah.
it's
But
more
that
likely
may
it
be
does
a
well.
maybe be a
No
good
Or-
thing. I
no
think this is
Orlando
more of
Bloom.
a reboot.
No,
in
I
my
don't think
opinion.
so. But
I don't think
but,
audiences really liked Orlando Bloom or Keira Knightley's
I
characters.
agree.
I think
It's all
they
about
were
the
all
depth.
about depth, and this
Yeah.
is his. It's a one-man show.
I'm with you, Peter. Pirates of the Caribbean is my number 5. I'm shocked that we.
My number 6 is The Hangover Part 2.
Smart.
And that's actually very high, but the first movie, for an R-rated comedy, like,
It is
the first
beloved
movie
by
was-
people.
Yeah.
I think people are anticipating the second one
Yep.
very highly.
Yeah. Funny, that was my number 6, but yeah, go ahead.
It was, but it isn't.
It got pushed out.
Interesting. So my number 6 is going to be a very interesting one. I fear it in a lot of ways, but I put Cowboys and Aliens.
Interesting.
Comes out very late in the summer.
There's a lot of fear. I don't think it's going to be a
There's
good
a lot of
movie.
fear.
I have an
I'm just
admission
thinking-
about Cowboys and Aliens.
You've seen it?
It's
not on his list.
It's not even on my list. It's not even in my dark horses.
Whoa!
Wow.
No faith in
Now,
the Favreau.
now I really.
I have faith in Favreau. It just
MacGruber!
I think Cowboys and Aliens might have MacGrubered me.
I don't know.
I don't know. I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a sensation. So, as I said, Hangover 2 was pushed
Was.
out of number 6 for me
Bye.
by my most controversial pick in here. I think Peter will be the only one that respects it, but he may not have chosen it.
Well, he's the only one that still respects you at
Number
all.
6 for me, Disney Prom.
Wow.
I almost put that on my list.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Prom is the thing no one's expecting.
It's the High School
They've
Musical.
Just,
What
they've
do you mean
just,
they don't expect it? That's the end of every year.
They just announced they're doing a sequel already before it's even released. I think the
Senior
kids,
prom?
The kids are going to. This is senior prom.
I
this
thought
is
that was junior
senior
prom.
prom again. I think this is going to be a massive hit that all the adults just don't understand.
Interesting.
So it's my number 6.
My number 6, Super 8.
Interesting.
I think Super 8 is going to be our generation's ET, or I don't know.
Yeah, I put
think
it on
it
my,
could be
I put
very,
it on my
very good.
dark horse
Generations
list.
ET.
Yeah, Super 8's on my dark horse list. I don't know if it's gonna end up here, but it may, hence the dark horse.
It's also on my dark horse list. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing about Super 8 is like, what do you compare it against? It has like no stars.
Yeah.
Cloverfield made 80 million, which wouldn't even make the top 10.
I'll tell you what you compare it against. For
not
me,
ET.
what it is, I feel like I had to make a very similar decision last summer about Inception, and that it feels like it's going to be a great film, but there's things about
But Inception did really
that
well.
hold it, and Inception
Yeah,
ended
but
up doing it very well.
Inception, I mean,
it was lower on the list,
Inception
but it was
had
on the list.
huge Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael Caine. I mean,
Michael King.
Michael Caine, he's not box office.
That guy, he's not bankable star.
well, no, but
He's an
with
actor,
but he's. I mean, there's no any name
Well, you
guy
could
in
say,
Super 8.
what's his
Michael
name?
Caine, 7.
7's Hangover 2 for me.
My 7 is where I put Cars 2.
My number 7, and this is the one that I don't think it's going to be on any of your lists, is a movie called The Smurfs.
Really?
It's a dark horse for me.
You know what the
Really?
funny thing is?
Dark horse.
I actually had it in that exact same slot, and I was like, And then I put it in the Dark Horse, but I had to switch it out for Super 8.
Are you basing this on like Alvin and the Chipmunks
Yeah,
success?
yeah. I mean, Alvin and Chipmunks
Like
are big.
Disney Prom
Anything
Project.
with like talking
Yeah.
things.
Talking things.
Yeah, talking.
true.
People love words and hearing them come out of
man.
people.
Kids love movies with talking animals. I mean, these aren't animals.
I
these are-
think Smurfs
Remember
is going to be a
Despicable Me?
massive bomb.
Remember
I think it's
Despicable
going to be
Me?
a complete bomb.
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
Garfield was a huge thing. I mean, these are all.
Yeah.
of
Don't get me
these.
wrong, I love the Smurfs. I love me some Hank Azaria.
So Jeff, number 7, right?
Kung Fu Panda 2.
Interesting.
Interesting. So my number 8, Super 8, for reasons I described earlier, is exactly where it's.
Oh, so I feel like we were both, because these guys didn't even put on their, you didn't even put on your
Dark Horse.
Dark
Yeah.
Horse.
My
Dark Horse for me.
my number 8 is my
I can't believe the movies we haven't even gotten.
Green
to yet.
Lantern.
Wow.
My 8 is Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 8 is X-Men.
You know, I just had to take all these superhero movies and I sort of like I agree. Thor being early is major, but I feel like out of all the superhero movies, I think people are more interested in the other ones than Thor.
Yeah.
So, but early is, I mean, it's smart, Jeff. I don't know. My number 9 is Thor. Because of that, because it's earlier.
Number
but
9 is that's where I put Kung Fu Panda 2. I think it might be low, but at least now I feel like it's on my list. You got to put those 2 movies there.
You know something we're not taking into account, like with stuff like Harry Potter and Kung Fu Panda, is that 3D surcharge. Like that
Yeah.
will totally. That's like 1/3 the box office right there.
But
Yeah.
are any of these movies not in 3D?
A lot
Super-
of
Super 8
X-Men,
has-
Hangover, Prom.
Yeah.
Harry Potter is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pirates is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cars is, Transformers.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. You just said some crazy shit. Peter, what's your 9?
That's just crazy. You just said
crazy
crazy
shit,
shit.
dude.
My number 9 is not a Marvel movie because Marvel movies are not even in my top 10.
Wow. Why do you hate
Wow.
Marvel so much?
I don't hate Marvel. I just don't think. I don't know. I think I'm totally wrong this year. But my number 9 is Green Lantern just because it's so kid friendly.
Yeah.
I think that like Captain America, are kids really gonna want to see it? Thor. I mean, Thor kind of has the kid friendliness, but I think Green Lantern.
Interesting, Peter.
My number 9 is Cowboys and Aliens. Harrison Ford, Daniel Craig. It's a Favreau joint. I think it could do very, very well.
Interesting.
My number 10, Captain America.
Wow.
Me too.
Wow.
We just
so
had
you
mine.
think Captain America will do better than Green Lantern? Because Green Lantern isn't on your list.
Green Lantern,
Green
is a
Lantern
dark
was
horse.
8 on my list.
So,
10 for Captain America.
Has anybody put Fast 5 on their list?
10 for me.
Uh,
My 10
mine's
is Fast 5.
My
Dark
10
and
is
I
Fast
think that's
5.
low. I think it's
Dark
going to do
Horse.
better.
yeah.
I think it's going to do better than 10, but
I
I,
mean,
put
the
it in
last
10.
film did like 160 million. This, I don't know. It seems like it's on a
Yeah,
uprise.
I dark horsed it. I dark
That's
horsed it.
smart.
And my last dark horse,
Yeah.
which is another movie that's not on anybody's list, and I know you loved it, Bridesmaids.
What?
No. You think it's going to be this year's Hangover, but I
wanted to
don't.
I so wanted.
People don't want to see women
I just
doing
put-
what they loved seeing
That's
men
what
do.
that's what we're assuming. That's
think
why
it's
it's not
true.
on my list. But the reason why I put it on my dark horse was because every girl that I've ever talked to about this is so excited to see this
Here's the
movie.
difference.
This is my
Here's the
Dear
difference.
John that
Here's the
one year
difference.
that everyone
Guys,
has that.
guys love watching The Hangover, and girls love watching the guys in The Hangover. But the same is not true for the Bridesmaids.
Yes, but if
I don't
every
know.
single girl in
I'll say
America,
this.
Sex
but
in
if
the City
I,
is
I've
like.
seen.
It'll have a female audience, but
I've seen
it could
this
be
movie
huge.
twice now, and every audience I've seen it with, the girls, guys, they love it.
oh, I'm excited
just a
for
matter
it.
of
I just
will
don't think
they
it'll
go see
draw.
it?
Yeah.
Peter, what are your dark horses?
Super 8,
Yeah.
just because it's very unpredictable, no stars.
Yeah.
You know, Thor and Captain America.
This is
Yeah,
solid.
mine is full of comic books. Green Lantern, Captain America, X-Men First Class.
Interesting.
And mine is Smurfs, X-Men, Green Lantern.
And mine again, Bridesmaids, Super 8, Fast 5.
The 2 movies I haven't heard on any list that I'm surprised didn't appear anywhere is Winnie the Pooh.
I don't think it's going to do well.
You don't think?
I didn't
I don't
even
think so.
I didn't even hear about it.
It's a depressing
That's the
it's a
first I've ever
depressing
heard that
property,
that was even a thing.
right? It's the Eeyore principle.
You are
Okay.
principal. And Mr. Popper's Penguins, just because of the penguin, you know.
Yeah,
The,
people
the
love
animal
penguins.
factor.
But there's just so many other movies.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, how do you know?
don't
I'm
know.
excited to start seeing some of these freaking
You know what?
movies.
Me
I'm
too.
not. I'm actually.
Oh, no, now you're just
Other
down,
than
you're
Super
overrated.
8, none of these movies.
Really,
am
I'm
I
excited about
confident
every
to pick.
single of the comic book movies.
Me too.
I'm excited about Cowboys and Aliens.
All of them are.
Another comic
Prove
book
me
movie.
wrong. All of them are
Yeah.
like. I'm like, I don't think you're gonna be good. Hopefully you are. Other
Yeah.
than Super 8.
That's the attitude.
But that's
Well,
not.
Harry
not
Potter,
attitude
I'm
for
excited
the
to see
summer.
Harry Potter. I think that's going to be great.
I'm
'cause
not
it's
excited,
the fun
but I'm-
part
I'm
of
looking
of
forward
that
to it.
book.
I'm just not excited about it. This is not the summer that I grew up with, you know, where I was like excited. Yet the properties should be.
Yeah. It should be. I mean, and there's a
some
lot of
fatigue.
sequels.
Yeah, you were a huge
Instead
Smurf guy. I remember that.
Yeah.
And every year we get to the end, and it's like, oh, it's so obvious that movie was gonna do bad and that movie was gonna do well.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens this year, folks.
Thank you again,
See you at
Peter.
the end of the summer.
Summertime.
To the death, summer.
All right, everybody, make sure to stick around for this day in rad history. But first, we want to thank our sponsor. GoDaddy.com is your place to register and host your websites. Domain registration, it is the place to be. Hosting your website, it is the place to be. 99.99% uptime, 24/7 support. Amazing, amazing stuff. There's a bunch of free apps that you can install on your website. Great stuff. Also, there's an iPhone, Android app. Those are two apps, not an iPhone, Android. Which would be cool.
I am an
iPhone, Android. So head over to GoDaddy.com and use the coupon code TRS8 when you check out for 10% off your entire order. Also, head over to revision3.com/GoDaddy for all of the GoDaddy deals, but do make sure to use a TRS one because you're a fan of the show. What up? We'll see you mañana.
Don't miss tomorrow's show when we play Versus.
So today is April 28th. On this day in rad history, way back in 2003, Apple launches the iTunes Music Store. Now this is pretty crazy.
Whatever happened to that?
I think it kind of just fizzled away. I think McDonald's bought it.
It is funny when this launched and it was like pay for music. Well, we have
Napster. We can
and
get it
things
all
like
for free.
that.
And they're like, but quality. And we're like, no. Oh, it's only 99 cents.
I remember
No.
signing up for it. The
Is
initial
now
launch.
the
yeah.
appropriate time for me to go on my rant about how much I hate iTunes?
No. Thank you so much at Super Jerome.